We begin today's broadcast by acknowledging the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of the lands and waters where we gather today. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. We extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today. Welcome to Sydney for Day 7 of the Australian Rowing Championships, proudly supported by the New South Wales Government's Tourism and Major Events Agency, Destination New South Wales. Lizzie Chapman and I will bring you the first hour of racing. Lizzie, it's Interstate Race Day. It's unique to Australia. When the people from World Rowing were here for the World Cups in 2013 and 2014, I think they thought we were nuts.
Well, perhaps we are, but it is the most exciting regatta, isn't it?
It is.
So we'll have that this afternoon, and this morning the exciting finals of the school events. Lots and lots there, and of course some club events. So,
Just about every class of boat except pairs in the school events.
Yes.
So double sculls for the first time, I think, is it?
Oh, right. Okay. Yes, it is. You're absolutely right. School
double sculls for the first time. So we've always had singles and fours and eights. Yep. And, of course, the eights are the highlight, the end of the morning session. But we've got all the club championships as well. We have, indeed. And we've got some people who have raced at elite level in the past, racing in those events now. They've been out of it for a little while, but wonderful to see people who've performed at the highest level coming back and racing in these club championships. Including an Olympic silver medalist in Cameron Mackenzie McHarg at 7.76 BC.
Good stuff. I haven't
Cam was entered in the Cox 4 in the club event. I don't know whether they had heats. Let's hope that he made the final. It is 16 years since he won his silver medal. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're beginning at 7:50, I think, with a B final, but going right through until 3:20 this afternoon with the King's Cup. The race before that is the Queen's Cup. The last two races for the 8-oared Interstate Championships for both women and men. And we look forward to bringing you the coverage of that from 7:50 this morning.
Rowing Australia would like to thank all partners, supporters and suppliers of the 2024 Australian Rowing Championships. Destination New South Wales, Hancock Prospecting, the Australian Sports Commission and the Australian Institute of Sport, Penrith City Council, 776 BC, Bont Rowing, the Colgan Foundation, Inglewood Coffee Roasters, Volley, Bannister Downs Dairy, Tempur, Ticketmaster, The Regatta Shop, Sixt Australia, Sykes Rowing, Concept 2, Croker Oars. With support from Rowing New South Wales, Rowing ACT, Rowing Queensland, Rowing South Australia, Rowing Tasmania, Rowing Victoria and Rowing Western Australia.
Welcome to Sydney. Upbeat, downbeat, feel its heartbeat. Open spaces, open arms, open all night. Come feel it all and feel new.
In every corner, of this great country, Australians are chasing their dreams to be the best at what they do. In Australia and on the world stage. Through persistence and commitment, teamwork and resilience. With pride in what they do. Even in the toughest of times during the pandemic, pathways were found. With a shared vision to represent Australia, to be the best they can be, and to contribute to our nation.
Our patron, Gina Reinhardt, helps to give me the leadership and inspiration
to want to be the best.
To climb the biggest mountains of our lives.
Setting myself up now and into the future.
Like these great Australians, we too continually strive to be the best at everything we do.
And exciting career opportunities across our mining and agricultural businesses. To join Australia's most successful private company group, head to futureaustralianjobs.com for more information. Roy Hill and Atlas, investing in Australia's future.
So joined in the commentary box this morning by Sean Colgan. Welcome, Sean.
G'day.
Sean from the Colgan Foundation. It's something you established, what, in 1995, was it?
Yes, it's almost 30 years ago.
Almost 30 years ago. So, Sean, the Colgan Foundation helps a lot of different entities around the world. They're big on Catholic clergy, students around the world.
Yes.
I know you have a love of rowing. We'll talk about your rowing history shortly. What other things does the Colgan Foundation support? Some things we can't talk about, I understand.
It's true.
Yeah.
No, we do a lot in the scientific field.
Yep.
In terms of supporting scientific research.
Yep. I met Chuck Feeney a couple of times from Atlantic Philanthropies, and he put a lot of money into science and helping Vietnam come out. I think he put 250 doctors through the University of Queensland. You know,
wow.
And things like that. So it's a great initiative, but your love of rowing began when you were at school, I understand.
Oh, before that. My father was a 10-time national and Canadian champion.
Oh, really?
And originally a coach at the University of Pennsylvania and Columbia before he became a school teacher. So I grew up in the coaching launch or the coaching barge. When you're 5 or 6, you're spending your summers or your cold early springs in a barge up and down the river.
Okay. So you went to school in Pennsylvania?
Yes. Went to a Catholic school in Pennsylvania and then went to University of Pennsylvania, also in Philadelphia.
Yep.
So I was born, raised, and educated in Philadelphia.
Yep.
I had 4 Irish grandparents that emigrated.
Yep.
So we were newly arrived, so to speak.
Yeah. So that's how you became Sean, and your second name, which I still can't pronounce.
It's Parrick. It's just Patrick.
Parrick, yeah. So I'll correct all the golf commentators all around the world.
That's okay.
Yeah. And from college, you went into the national team.
Well, I was on 2 junior teams in high school.
And rowed against Andrew Gearin, I understand.
That's where my first trip to Australia came about. I met the Aussie team, which was Scotch College, at the World Junior Champs in Nottingham in 1973.
Yep.
Became friends and then took a gap year and arrived in Melbourne with about $100 in my pocket and a phone number of the boathouse. And I was wondering why it never was answered, because it had burnt down 2 months before I got there. No one told me.
So you've had an affinity and affiliation with Mercantile ever since then as well.
Yes, this is my 50th year as a member.
Oh, really? Okay. That's a long time.
It is a long time.
So you, after that, you then made the national team on a number of occasions?
Well, as an undergraduate university, I was on the lightweight squad for 2 years.
Yep.
I got a silver and bronze medal, stroking the lightweight A.
Yep.
But since they weren't in the Olympics, when I graduated from uni, I thought I should lift weights and become a heavyweight. So I suppose the biggest trick I did was switching from the lightweight 8 in '76 to racing the Cox pair at the World Championships 2 years later in Karapiro.
Wow, a tractor driver.
Yeah. It was a long race.
It is a long race. The Cox pair is the the hardest race going.
Even on a wet day, I wasn't even close to 80 kilos.
Yeah. Carting a coxswain down 2,000 metres in a cox pair. Yeah. And you now live part-time in New Zealand as well?
Most of the time in New Zealand. We emigrated there 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Bought a sheep and beef farm. We're trying something new.
Okay.
I sold a few businesses and figured, we've done enough of the industrial work. Let's try something different.
Yeah, you were a trader, a commodities trader?
Yes.
Okay. So whereabouts is the farm in New Zealand?
It's just north of Napier, which is in the central east coast of North Island.
And how far to Lake Karapiro?
Just under 3 hours.
You've done it before?
I drive up about every 2 months, and I usually bring 40 kilos of venison or a couple hundred apples, depending on what's in season.
So you're growing deer commercially, or are they just wild?
They're just wild.
Okay. And you're supporting rowing in New Zealand as well?
Yes. When we first moved there, I'm from I'm American, so you always row 8s.
Yeah.
And New Zealand had a great tradition, and they stopped.
Yeah.
And they were happy winning singles and doubles, and I just said, rowing is not singles and doubles. I mean, the great unwashed masses out there that used to row in school all row 8s.
Yeah.
So they mentioned something about not having the money to fund 8s, and I said, that's okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
So I cut a deal to fund it from 2015 to 2020.
Oh, yeah.
And as I'm signing off with Noel Donaldson on the phone call, my wife yells from the other room, I assume that's for the women also. So I said, Noel, double the bet.
Yeah. So your wife, Bibi, is also involved in rowing?
Yeah, she became involved during, not much, but during lockdown.
Okay.
She went a little stir crazy.
Yeah.
And she's been on the New Zealand coastal rowing team for the last 2 years. Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And she's actually in Leander now training for 4 months for this year's.
Well, I said to you a couple of days ago, I'll see you in Henley this year.
Yes.
And you're also supporting the Australian 8s at the moment.
Yes. I like 8s. I'm unabashed about that. And New Zealand wasn't rowing any 8s this year.
Yeah.
Or for the foreseeable future.
So the 160 Aussies who are at college in America, they'll be rowing 8s and ergos. But I spoke to the Cashman twins from University of Queensland. They tell me they're going to Princeton. They do row the pair once a week.
Princeton, geez, such a sorry college. But anyway, not to be discussed on air.
Oh, okay. Well, Sean, thank you for your support of rowing in general. Thank you for your support of Rowing Australia. And thank you for the humanity that you show through the Colgan Foundation and helping lots of people around the world. And we hope you really enjoy today's interstate racing and all of the racing up until the interstate regatta begins this afternoon.
Perfect. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you for joining us.
All right. Cheers.
Take your performance to the next level at the 776BC pop-up stand this Australian Rowing Championships. Access exclusive regatta offers on 776BC's latest performance products. Connect with Australian rowing team athletes and learn how to get your club or school racing in 776BC custom kit.
So, Lizzie, last day, 7 days of racing. What are we up to? We're up to race 515. We're going to finish with race 560. And they're in the starters' hands for the schoolgirls Cox Quad Scull D
Yep.
final.
D final, hotly contested, this schoolgirls Coxed Quad Scull. And yesterday we saw semi-finals, with the first couple of semi-finals taking you through to either the A or the B final, and the other semi-finals taking you through to either the C or the D. So in the D final, we've got Redlands in lane 2, we've got Melbourne Girls College in lane 3, Rockhampton Grammar in lane 4, Queenwood School from here in New South Wales in lane 5, in lane 6, the Armidale School from northern New South Wales, and Gippsland Grammar Victoria in lane 7. In the Redlands crew, we have Sonia Pollock, Lily Wainberg, Alana Winder and Michaela Sanger-Larsen. They're being coxed by Zara Naismith, and they are coached by Kate Tidbury, Ingrid Holther and James Petering. The Melbourne Girls College crew is Gabrielle Simcox, Claudia Bellsmith, Lucy Mansfield and Hannah Scoven, coxed by Aileen Gula. The Rockhampton Grammar crew is Greta McCosker, Caroline Sparks, Maeve Burnett and Asher Stewart, coxed by Evan Peff and coached by the lovely Rob Kay and Kimberly Brown. The Queenwood School crew is Ella Hardy, Natasha Hughes, Madeline Walk and Millie Don't, coxed by Zara Milner and coached by Ella Davidson. The Armidale School crew is Isabella Crawford, Stella Maroulis, Beatrice Thibault and Sophia Lawrence. Scarlett Bunting and Alice Carter is the cox, and they're coached by Marty Inglis. And the Gippsland Grammar crew is Kate Edgar, Tara Dehood, Lily Canfield and Sorrel Fraser, coxed by Mia Del Busso and coached by Helena Singleton.
I know we've laboured the point, but it's great to see Marty Inglis coaching at the Armidale School. I think the first rower from Armidale was Andrew Sipkins or someone like that, if we go back far enough.
Ooh, right before my time,
I think his dad taught him how to row, and they were rowing on a lake in Armidale. I think that's still the case.
Yeah, the reservoir. The name completely escapes me for the moment, but I think they're hoping to make the dam wall a bit higher, which will make the reservoir longer, and there'll be, more room for rowing there. And obviously we have the Armidale Rowing Club there as well as the school. They work hand in hand. Some wonderful people there.
Yeah, and unfortunately St Patrick's Townsville has had to be withdrawn. They were in Station 1 and they have been scratched. It's been a long week for a lot of people, and a lot of people have done a lot of kilometres up and down.
Malpass Dam, that's where it is.
Malpass Dam, well done. There's Armidale on the New England Highway. I haven't driven it for a while, Lizzie, because the Pacific Highway's so good now. The double lanes most of the way. I know you travelled up for Harold Kratz's funeral on the Pacific Highway.
Certainly did, yes, and stayed in. And there's a good stop off in Booladella. So you were saying about staying there.
Yes, I am.
That place has completely transformed in the last 20 years.
Yep. So we're almost ready to go. The Scullers are there. The bow girl in the Armidale School just having a drink of water. And so we've had over 144,000 views on our live streaming. So thanks to all the people out there across the world who've been watching the Australian Rowing Championships on our live streaming, brought to you by BMA and, of course, Chris Grummett here and John Meeking. So we thank them for their great support of just the commentators, and the whole show was put together by BMA and Chris and John Meekings.
Yes, indeed. And even just looking through this one race, we know we've got people beaming in from rural Queensland and rural New South Wales and probably rural Victoria too. So we're very lucky to be able to bring such a high quality live stream to you, and thank you for joining us.
And they're just keeping the boat straight there. The wonderful volunteers who have been up there all week holding boats.
Look how still the water is.
Yeah.
It's great conditions.
I said a few days ago, I'm not sure if you can see it on the live streaming, ladies and gentlemen, but the boat holders have headphones on. The athletes can't hear what the aligner is saying, but the boat holders can, so they move them forward, move them back at the direction of the aligner. And they're underway in the first race of day 7 of the Australian Rowing Championships here at the Sydney International Regatta Centre. And away quickly was the Rockhampton Grammar School crew, coached by Robin Fay, and the head coach at Rockhampton Grammar these days, Kimberly Brown. Kimberly well as the head coach at Rockhampton Grammar School. Was the has, of course, was a native of the Lismore area, I think it was, and has come down and has retired down in that area. The Queenwood School have got away well from Sydney. Alfie Young, the head coach at Queenwood, has been doing a terrific job there for a number of years. Doing a great job with Queenwood and also making national teams as well.
Yes, indeed. And the coach that has guided Tara for such a lot of her career.
Tara Rigney?
Yes,
yeah.
Right from Pathways 8s through to today's Interstate Regatta, no doubt the pinnacle of her career to date.
Yeah, well, she did row at the Olympic Games, didn't she?
She did, in the double scull, and she will be rowing in the
single scull
Olympic Games again coming up, and of course was the bronze medalist at the World Championships last year. And who knows, maybe some of the girls that are in this schoolgirl Cox quad scull, it may be the D final now, but who knows what they might go on to in the future. One of the most wonderful things has been seeing all of the school kids, especially yesterday, and their parents. The social aspect of the Australian Rowing Championships, I think, can't be underestimated. Certainly for the school that I'm at, Ascombe School, we had 3 girls from year 8 and 9 carrying the medal trays yesterday, and what an experience it was for them.
Oh, I didn't realise
really
that was
wonderful.
Ascombe School. So well done to Ascombe for volunteering for that. Through the 500 metre mark, it's a Rockhampton Grammar School crew that leads over Queenwood and Redlands. Redlands over on the far side of the course there, very much in the mix here for one of these placings, but it's still the Rockhampton Grammar crew that led out early. We can see the great shot of the Gippsland Grammar School crew there. Interesting colour mix there in the Armidale School. There's a bit of purple there with the blue and white. And on the far side, the Redlands crew in their distinctive stripes. So no Skeggs anymore, Lizzie? It used to be Skeggs Redlands.
That's right. A co-ed school now, Redlands, and the rowing programme led by James Petering, who's been involved in this quad. And I must say, they've been very impressive the last couple of seasons. It's taken a few years to build up to such a strong programme, and he and his team of coaches doing such a good job down there.
And the Melbourne girls there waving because they've seen themselves on the big screen. So hello girls. So the Redlands crew, I'd suggest, have got their bow in front now over the early leaders, Rockhampton Grammar, who've also been passed by Queenwood. So Rockhampton Grammar got out quickly, but they're back in 3rd place now as we come towards the 1,000 metre mark. Bit of cloud around, there may be some rain later on, but it's making for very, very good rowing conditions.
Certainly is.
The water's very flat indeed, as we've got the peloton following. Peloton is following the race here, and there's a black bird just rowing, flying away right beside the lead boat, the Redlands boat there. So we need to look out for the wildlife here. There was a massive pelican in the middle of a lane a couple of days ago. As the Redlands crew goes through the 1,000 metre mark, just 0.49 clear of Queenwood in 2nd place. Rockhampton Grammar 1.83 or 2/3 of a length back. Then follows the Armidale School. Melbourne Girls College are in 5th place. And the crew from Gippsland Grammar are in 6th place. So lanes 2 and 5 are where the pace is being set at the moment. Lane 4 is in 3rd place, Rockhampton Grammar School. So lane 2, as Lizzie said earlier, Sonia Pollock, Lily Wainberg, Alana Winder, Michaela Sanger-Larson, Zara Naismith is the coxswain. The coaches Kate Tidbury, Ingrid Holthauer and James Petering. And we've got some coaches there following the race down, all with their helmets on.
Yeah, how good. It's actually taken us a very long time at this regatta centre to persuade people to wear helmets, and I've got to say, somewhat reluctantly, well done Melissa Ashton-Garrard as a triathlete. She's very, very aware of how important it is to wear a helmet and when you're cycling, and she has been absolutely rigorous with us all wearing helmets at local regattas. And because we've had so many visitors from interstate at our different championships, I think everybody's now got the message. So well done everyone, and let's not go back to being sloppy and not wearing them.
Yeah, I think there's one recalcitrant over there, but we won't talk about that. But Queenwood doing a great job. Ella Hardy, Natasha Hughes, Madeline Walk, Millie Don't, and Zara Milner, the coxswain. Ella Davidson is the coach of that crew. And those two have got the race within their keeping now. Those two crews, Redlands and Queenwood, both from Sydney. And then back to Rockhampton Grammar School. Greta McCosker, Caroline Sparks, Maeve Burnett, Asher Stewart, Evan Peff, coaches Rob Fay and Kimberly Brown. They go through the 1,500 metre mark now as scintillating conditions. Queenwood just unable to match it with them at the moment. And then back to Rockhampton Grammar School. And in fourth place is the Melbourne Girls College. I'm on the phone talking about Rockhampton Grammar School. Will Mulligan is the name of the boat in the lead here. The crew from Redlands are rowing the Will Mulligan in front of Queenwood. Queenwood in station 5. And it's almost a length lead now to the Queenwood School. Quad sculling, Lizzie, it's a beautiful boat to watch. I'm sad that it wasn't around when I was a young rower.
It is, and the strength and depth really at schoolgirl level is enormous. We've talked often here in New South Wales about the pathway into the national team, and sculling such an important part of what we do at national team level, and I think you can tell how strong the girls is just by how many entries there were in the event when you compare it with the school boys. So I think that's an area of work for us all to do to try and get the boys loving the quad as much as the girls do. I suppose there's more men's eights.
Yeah, but well, in Brisbane schoolgirl rowing, you know, the eights are for the year 11s, year 11s and 12s, but it's all quads after that. All Cox quads after that.
Yeah.
It's evolved from Coxed fours to quads, and I think for the physical safety of the athletes, they're better off rowing quads at a young age
100%.
than they are.
Yeah. That's a really good finish from a very polished crew there. Redlands, New South Wales taking out the win in the D final of the schoolgirl Cox Quad Scull.
Second will be the crew from Queenwood. Rockhampton Grammar under pressure now from lane 7. Gippsland Grammar. Rockhampton Grammar will hang on. Gippsland will be 4th. The Armidale School will be 5th. And Melbourne Girls College will be 6th.
And the time there for Redlands, 7:44.72. The margin between them and Queenwood, 3.67, and a further 7.13 back to Rockhampton Grammar.
And the next one's on the course as well, Lizzie. The schoolboys Cox quadruple scull D final.
D
Just
final
3
for
crews.
them too. In lane 4, we've got Cranbrook School from here in Sydney. William Vanderbilt, Alexander Murdoch, Inigo McVinish and Theodore Walsh. They are coxed by Owen Moody and coached by Adrian Henning. In lane 5 from Unley High, South Australia, Luke Beaton, Ben Wilkinson, Evan Harbisher and Joel Velt, coxed by Tom Hollis and coached by Mark Beaton and Becky Ford. And in lane 6 from the Marist College of ACT, Hamish Ridd, Sam Martin, Riley Elliott and Riley Dale, coxed by Patrick Webber, coached by Tom Hayes and down the highway between here and Canberra with Marist College and other charges, and have been doing a great job all season.
So rowing in the ACT competitions and Sydney and New South Wales.
And coming up here as well, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the Cranbrook School are doing a good job out there in the front. Adrian Henning coaching the crew. I don't know Adrian, but that looks like Sam Carroll over there riding along.
Yes, it would be. Yeah, he's one of the other coaches. Adrian Henning, has coached a number of different schools and clubs. Was at St George Rowing Club and was at Ascombe School probably 10 years ago. Yeah, very successful coach there too.
Okay, and at St George, actually I haven't seen a St George athlete here at the regatta.
I think they were earlier in the week.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe not in the finals.
So the very distinctive fluoro green hats on the Cranbrook School there, is that a safety thing or a fashion thing?
Could well be safety because they actually row in Sydney Harbour from their boat shed in Rose Bay, and then they have another small boat shed at Walleye Creek where Ascombe rows, but certainly they row in bigger boats like coastal boats out in the harbour, so they would definitely want to be seen early in the morning.
Yeah, it's certainly the same in Queensland. The Southport School wear a distinctive fluoro top because they row on the Nerang River on the Gold Coast, and St Margaret's and Anglican Church Grammar School also, and they're in an area where there's lots of city cats. And a few years ago, I think there was an accident with one of the St Margaret's crews, so they wear, certainly wear high visibility gear when they're out training. But it's going to be an all-the-way win to Cranbrook and the Schoolboys Cox quadruple scull over Marist College from the ACT. Unley High will finish in third place, and there's very, very comfortable margins between first to second and second to third. Cranbrook, across the line they go there. The red, white and blue colours. Marist College from the ACT in second place, and third, Unley High from South Australia. 7:04.46. Margins 4.71 by 8.85. And the Schoolboys Cox 4C final is underway.
In lane 3, we have Brisbane Grammar School. Bennett Huff, Archie Wackwitz, Ryan Zand and Maxwell Hurst, coxed by Hamish Campbell, coached by Andy Botting and Sol Ward. In lane 4, St Joseph's College, New South Wales. Daniel Taylor, Fergus O'Callaghan, Harper Timms and Thomas Hannon, coxed by Darcy Willis and coached by Lachlan Miles. In lane 5, the Brisbane Grammar School crew of Cormac Willersdorf, James Yanch, Zachary Douglas and Angus Bale, coxed by Phoenix O'Keefe.
So unfortunately the St Joseph's crew didn't start, so it's Brisbane Grammar versus Brisbane Grammar, and a couple of very significant names there. Maxwell Hurst may well be the grandson of Norm Hurst. The last time that Brisbane Grammar, Angus Bale in Brisbane Grammar also may well be the grandson of Stuart Bale, who was very influential in his day at Brisbane Grammar School. And Norm Hurst and Stuart Bale were great mates. And the distinctive blue boats of Brisbane Grammar. And I'm not sure whether these boys are from the under-17 group or younger. They're having a good race between the two Brisbane Grammar cruisers. Lane 3, narrowly, they're rowing a boat called the Phil Hutchinson. And it looks like Suzanne Sheridan is the name of the other boat from Brisbane Grammar School. Matt Martin is the rowing master at Brisbane Grammar. Got their own boat shed right on the old Milton River rowing course, about Queensland headquarters, in fact. And then on the other side there's a number of boat sheds, Brisbane State High School, Commercial, All Hallows, and currently Nudgee College, although Nudgee College are hoping to move to an area closer to me, actually, on the Pine River. Still on the Brisbane side of the Pine River, not on the Moreton Bay region of the Pine River.
Hoping to build a boat shed?
Yes, they are. Yeah, they've secured a block of land there, and they're rowing out of there. That began under John Bowes when he was at the school. And I rowed on the Pine River myself. Whenever Lake Kawongbar was empty, we used to go down to the Pine River. And when it was a water source, that used to be pretty regularly, but it's now reserved for recreation and is not used for water consumption anymore. So it's an interesting thing that's evolved there, and hopefully Nudgee College will be able to get that boat shed up and running in the near future. The coxswain in lane 3, very animated, Hamish Campbell, is keeping an eye on. There'd be no rivalry at all between two crews from the same school, would there, Lizzie? Young Hamish Campbell trying to encourage his crew. Angus Bale a little less animated, but intense just the same, coxing the Suzanne Sheridan And it will be Brisbane Grammar in Station 5 will win. Brisbane Grammar in Station 3 will be second. Unfortunately, St Joseph's from Sydney did not start. It'll be just over a length on the line.
Well, I think a lovely showcase of the standard of rowing at Brisbane Grammar School there in the Schoolboy Coxed 4, with the first crew taking it out in a time of 7:10.09 and the margin only 3.66.
And our first H race of the day is underway, Lizzie. The under-17 schoolgirls Coxed 8 C final.
We have Pymble Ladies College in lane 3, Loreto Ballarat in lane 4, PLC Perth in lane 5 and Queenwood in lane 6. In the Pymble Ladies College, we're looking at Mia Sherry, Lucy Simpson, Sarah Khan, Georgina Curtis, Genevieve Bazina, Leander McLaughlin, Amber Eisenhower, Ellie Poynton and Me NATO Coxed by Alex McMillan. For the Loreto Ballarat crew, we have Avery Clark, Mia Woodburn, Neve Griffiths, Eve Watson, Lila Malloy, Matilda Kavanagh, Olive Lanyon and Abby Kinnersley, coxed by Kate Hudson. In the PLC Perth College crew, Stella Phillips, Genevieve Knoblauch, Sophia McIntosh, Ruby Marinko, Sophia Wen, Isabella Hender, Selma Argyle and Claudia Penny. Josie Ferraris is coxing them and they are coached by Eloise Rosser and David Milne. And in the Queenwood School crew we have Lucinda Doku, Sammy Hunt, Daisy Waite, Winter Shervington, Danielle Stridham, Isabella Kennedy, Flo Vitch, Scout Ferguson, and they are being coxed by Isabella Goss. They are coached by Zoe Keating and Ashley Fitch. Ashley, who moved over to Sydney a couple of years ago from Adelaide, so was a school coach there.
Yes, and it's the Loreto Ballarat crew that leads by just over a length here, 336.97 over PLC Perth in second place. Then follows Queenwood and Pymble Ladies College in Station 3 back in fourth place. So we've come to expect Ballarat schools to be rowing coxed 4s or quads, but there's been quite a move up to rowing 8s in recent times, and it is the Loreto Ballarat school that is leading the race. No coach listed, unfortunately, but they've got just on a length lead, maybe a metre or two of clear water there over the PLC Perth crew. Eloise Rosser and Dave Milne. I imagine Dave Milne must be the head coach at PLC Perth. Then follows Queenwood and Pymble Ladies College. Who manages Pymble Ladies College these days, Lizzie?
Oh, it's Carl Schmidt.
Okay, Carl.
Yep.
I don't know Carl. Where's he from? Is he a local?
He's been at a couple of schools. He was at Pymble for quite a long time, then was, I believe, at Newington College, now back at Pymble, and I think he might even be head of sport there. But certainly heading up the rowing program, and is also the team manager for the New South Wales Junior Pathways squad.
Oh, okay.
So very organised.
So, yeah, spare time, he doesn't know what that is, does he? If he's heading up the rowing program and possibly the head of sport as well, he's a very busy man, that's for sure. But they're rowing quite nicely here, the Loreto Ballarat crew. Great tradition of rowing in Ballarat. Of course, hosted the 1956 Olympics on Lake Wendouree. The one challenge at Ballarat is, though, once you cross the line, you've got to check it because you're going to run into the into the wall.
I'm so glad we don't have that here at Cirque.
Oh, look at the battle for second and third. 0.03 between Queenwood and PLC Perth, and Pymble Ladies College are in fourth place. But the Queenwood crew, Queenwood crew and PLC Perth are going hammer and tong here, and I suggest Queenwood may have just got their bow in front. But the Swift Racing 8 of Loreto Ballarat, distinctively coloured there. It's a grey silver type of colour, and the blue and yellow colours of Loreto Ballarat doing a great job there. They've all got their visors on. It's great to see all of the school crews decked out in very matching uniforms, which is a requirement at international racing usually, that you have the same caps, and I've even seen athletes pulled up for having different socks on.
Yes, that definitely happened to me in 2018 First World Champs with the Paras, and you try finding matching socks for two big blokes and two small girls.
I
We
can
had
imagine.
to scour the supermarkets to try and find something that we could
That
wear.
would fit them all. Yeah.
Yes, and actually, all credit to Rowing Australia and 776 BC. That's when 776 BC then came to our rescue the following year with matching socks for everyone across the team.
Well done.
Jolly
to
nice socks they are too. Recommend 776 BC.
Well done, Cam Mackenzie McHarg. But
Yep.
it's the Loretto Ballarat crew have led from the outset. They're going to win the C final of the under-17 schoolgirls Cox State over the improving Queenwood School crew from Sydney, coached by Zoe Keating and Ashley Fitch. They'll finish second. PLC Perth, Eloise Rosser and David Milne coaching that crew will be third, and fourth will be Pymble Ladies College, coached by Alex McMillan. The winning time 7:23.25. The margin's 4.05 by 2.05. And Lizzie, they're coming thick and fast. Schoolgirls Cox Quadruple Scull C final.
In lane 1, Strathcona. In lane 2, Strathcona. In lane 3, Corowa Anglican Girls. In lane 4, Melbourne Girls Grammar. In lane 5, Furbank Grammar. In lane 6, Wrighton Girls. In lane 7, Strathcona again. And in lane 8, Roseville. So the Strathcona crew in lane 1, which is on the right of the screen as you're looking at it now, Lily Douglas, Jasmine Harvey, Lee Leeton and Phoebe Borger, coxed by Esther Jung. The Strathcona crew in lane 2, Maisie Permeasel, Olivia Tawney, Holly Lewis and Ellie Turnham, coxed by Ella Pitcairn. The Corowa Anglican Girls crew in lane 3 is Nellie Whithouse, Mia Tan, Elizabeth Robson and Abby Sharrock, coxed by Julia Rogers. In Melbourne Girls Grammar crew in lane 4, Sophie Davies, Lucy Munro, Enna Kafaki and Zoe Paul, coxed by Lily Massini. In lane 5, Furbank Grammar, Sophie Nichols, Georgia Rayo, Olivia McLean and Piper Hallam, coxed by Amy Summers. In lane 6 from Wrighton Girls School, Matilda Pilkington, Honey Garcia, Pepper White and Ruby Draper, coxed by Olivia Michelini. There's a Strathcona crew in lane 7 of Caris Jackson, Emma Nettleton, Sadie Schlitt and Bella Matzei, coxed by Eliza Blue. And Roseville College, New South Wales are in lane 8, Angelina Bogosian, Sophie Hurl, Phoebe Herdman and Matilda Baird, coxed by Beth Lawrence.
So yeah, another close race going on at the moment. We can see the crew over in Station 6, the Wrighton Girls School from Victoria, doing a great job and nice run in the boat. There's no stop; it's just running along beautifully,
and they were ferocious contestants through all of the rounds up until now. I think slightly unfortunate not to be in the B final. But having a great race here against Furbank Grammar.
Yeah, Furbank doing a good job. Another traditional Victorian school. So 1 of 7 of the 8 are Victorian schools, Lizzie.
Yes. So I had a conversation with some parents recently about the Victorians not quite being up there in the Coxed quads at the moment, and the only thing I could think was that at the younger age groups, under 17s, you race over 1,000 metres, I think. Whereas here, as soon as you get to under 17 or year 10 level, you move to 2,000 metres. So I wonder if that makes a slight difference, that the New South Wales crews in particular are so used to racing
2,000
here over 2,000 metres, yeah. It's pretty brutal when you're younger.
Yeah, well, certainly in Queensland, the younger age groups only row over 1,000, then 1,500, and
yes,
year
that's
11s
what used to
and 12s.
happen here, and a decision was made a few years ago. I think to probably align both schoolboys and schoolgirls.
Yep. So the Strathcona crews are 4th, 5th and 6th, 3 crews, and they have having their own race within their squad there. But at Wrighton Girls School from Melbourne is our leading boat, and it's... a couple of ladies pulled me aside and said about pronouncing it correctly, and I said I had it drummed into me years ago from Roger Wilson that it's Wrighton,
yes.
Uyton. Far side of the course there, Strathcona in the mix in Station 1, but Wrighton leading Furbank Grammar. And I see that Jane Robinson is coaching the Corowa Anglican Girls School with Ailish McGrath. Jane Robertson, of course, an Australian Olympian. And the Wrighton girls all have a big R on the back of their rowing suits. You'll see when they come down later today, most of the interstate boats have their N or V or Q on the back of the bow person usually. But the Wrighton girls all have an R on their rowing suits. And it looks like 6-5-4 to me at the moment. Wrighton girls leading Furbank Grammar and Melbourne Girls Grammar. The Roseville girls over on this side of the course completely outnumbered by the Victorians.
Well done, New South Wales, though. That program headed up by Gonzalo Briones. Who,
very experienced, Gonzalo.
Yes, yeah, fabulous coach.
So Furbank trying to peg back Wrighton. I don't think they can, but they're doing their darndest to do so. And it'll be Wrighton that win it from Furbank. Third will be Melbourne Girls Grammar School. Strathcona on the far side will get up and run fourth. Strathcona and Corowa, I think, will be fifth.
Oh, great race.
Strathcona will be sixth. Strathcona on this side will be seventh, and Roseville will be eighth, and the winning time will be 7:38.6. The margin 0.81 by 1.04. And the schoolboys Cox Quadruple Scull C final, Lizzie, is down the course.
Charging down the course with Newcastle Grammar in lane 1, Rockhampton Grammar in lane 2, Melbourne High in lane 3, Prince Alfred College from South Australia in lane 4, Cranbrook, New South Wales in 5, the Southport School of Queensland in 6, Emmaus College of Queensland in 7, and Trinity Lutheran College from Queensland in 8. The Newcastle Grammar crew is Edward Baker, Mitchell Chung, Lucas Burton and Ronan Brown. Michael Thomas is their cox and they are coached by Brad Smith. The Rockhampton Grammar crew is Jackson Taylor, Henry Lau, Lachlan Yench and Ryan Hendry, coxed by Oliver Whaling Kane and coached by Kimberly Brown and Rob Fay. Melbourne High's crew is Mark Thiel, Yanshang Huang, Tomoki Golek and Andrew Wang, coxed by Joe Lim. The Prince Alfred College crew is James Dixon, Christian Smith, Ethan Harlaftis and Nick Christensen, coxed by Tiago Barlow and coached by Thomas Johnson. Cranbrook, Edward Williams, Toby Lane, Edward Hartwright and Charles Mann, coxed by Tom Gloucester and coached again by Adrian Henning. The Southport School crew is George Schmidt, Harrison Howard, Kine Baird and William Box, coxed by Jack Houlihan and coached by Stefan Muhlenberg. Emmaus College Queensland is Nicholas Thompson, Jai Owl, Tristan, coached by Kim Byrne and Matthew Thompson. And the Trinity Lutheran crew is Jed Rice, Teal'c Heron, Kai Lees and Christian Raschow, coxed by Oliver Fruin, coached by Sam Duncan and Eric Rowan.
And the Southport School crew are leading here. With the polish being put on them by Stefan Muhlenberg. They've got just over a length over the Emmaus College crew from Rockhampton, being coached by Kim Byrne and Matthew Thompson. And Prince Alfred College from South Australia in third place. The Southport School wearing the very bright fluoro caps, as I said, Lizzie, because they train on the Nerang River. The boat shed is right at the school, and a beautiful school it is too. The buildings are just stunning, and they're situated, the boat shed's right beside the Nerang River, so that's a great benefit to the rowing program without doubt. And they're doing a good job here. George Schmidt, Harrison Howard, Kine Bird and William Box, Jack Houlihan the coxswain. And if Stefan's coaching them, highly likely they were part of the Year 11 first or second 8 that had success at the recent Head of the River.
And they were also silver medalists earlier on in the regatta in the under-17 men's quad, so they certainly have form.
Yep, they're having a good regatta. The Emmaus College is from Rockhampton. Nicholas Thompson, Jai Old, Tristan Vesey, Harry Brandt, Layla Struthers, Kim Byrne and Matthew Thompson coaching that crew. There's quite a push coming from the middle of the field there. Prince Alfred College, coached by Thomas Johnson, are trying to peg back the Emmaus College crew. And then further across is a crew from Rockhampton Grammar, another crew from Queensland, Central Queensland. So Emmaus and Rockhampton Grammar in the same race here. But Southport will be across first. Emmaus College will be a second. Third will be the Prince Alfred College crew. Fourth will be Rockhampton Grammar. Fifth will be Melbourne High. Sixth will be Cranbrook. Seventh will be, on this side I believe, Trinity Lutheran. Eighth will be Newcastle Grammar. 6:49.37. And the margin 5.2, so 2 lengths you may as well say, by 0.42. And the school girls single scull B final is underway, Lizzie.
It is. We have Lara Connolly representing Shenton College of Western Australia in lane 1. She's coached by Keely Atchison. We have Danielle Watt from All Hallows School, Queensland in lane 2. Georgia Mortimer from St Luke's Anglican School in Queensland is in lane 3, coached by Dane Mortimer. In lane 4, Lily Rose Hall-Kraus from Seymour College, Victoria, coached by Paul Somerville. The St Patrick's Townsville sculler Lily Bragg has had to withdraw. In lane 6, Alice Joyce from Christian College, Geelong in Victoria, coached by Tony Lawless. In lane 7, Constantina Kafasis from Wrighton Girls School, coached by David Orchard. And in lane 8, Georgia Brennan from Rockhampton Girls Grammar School, coached by Matthew Thompson and Kim Byrne.
Yeah, another good field here. And Georgia Mortimer is from Bundaberg. St Luke's is a Bundaberg school. So Danielle Watt from All Hallows. I'm not sure who would be coaching her at All Hallows, but she's very prominent, as is Station 7 Wrighton Girls School. She's coached by David Orchard, so David, a very experienced and successful coach. But at the moment, it is Georgia Mortimer of St Luke's Anglican School from Bundaberg that's holding the lead. And good effort coming from Georgia. I imagine Dane is her dad, having a guess. And right there with her is the Seymour College sculler Lily Rose Hall-Kraus, coached by Paul Somerville. She's rode for her school and for her club here. I think Rutherglen Lakes, I think, is her club at the moment. And then across to the Wrighton Girls School sculler Constantina Kafasis, coached by David Orchard. And then back to probably the sculler All Hallows Danielle Watt, and Christian College Geelong Alice Joyce, coached by Tony Lawless. They'd probably be the next two. But Georgia Mortimer of St Luke's Anglican School in Bundaberg, trying to win the B final so she can be placed 9th in Australia. Interesting name of the boat in the Wrighton Girls School, the Bull and Mouth. I don't really understand that, the Bull and Mouth. But still St Luke's Anglican School, Georgia Mortimer from Bundaberg holding the lead. But the Wrighton Girls School sculler, Constantina Kafasis, is pegging her back. Then follows lane 4, Lily Rose Hall-Kraus. And very little to choose now between our two leaders as Constantina Kafasis draws level with Georgia Mortimer of St Luke's. As they head towards the 1,500 metre mark, I'd hazard a guess that Kafasis may be in the lead at 1,500. And they come to that juncture now. And it is Kafasis who's got 1.5 metres lead over Georgia Mortimer in second place. Lily Rose Hall-Kraus is in third place. Then back in fourth will be Lara Connolly, and Danielle Watt will be fifth, then follows Alice Joyce. So this race developing now, and Constantina Kafasis is moving on with the job, and looks like she's got the race sewn up. Georgia Mortimer is in second place, and then follows Lily Rose Hall-Kraus. Back then to Shenton College, Lara Connolly's there with All Hallows Danielle Watt. On this side of the course, the Christian College Geelong Alice Joyce, and Rockhampton Grammar's Georgia Brennan. The B final, we've said already, if you can't be in the A final, go out and make a statement and win the B final. And you'll be ranked 9th in Australia. All Hallows with their new rowing suit, not familiar with, but I didn't do any schoolgirl races last season. So Wrighton Girls School, Constantina Kafasis, sat behind our early leader from Georgia Mortimer of St Luke's Anglican School. Lily Rose Hall Crowes clearly in 3rd place, and they'll be the place getters in this race. 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th to be determined, with Lily Bragg of St Pat's Townsville unable to make the field. And Wrighton Girls School will win the B final. Constantina Kafasis, coached by David Orchard, will be 1st. Georgia Mortimer of St Luke's Anglican will be 3rd. Seymour College will be 4th. Shenton College from Western Australia will be 5th. 6th will be Lane 6, Christian College Geelong. 6th will be All Hallows, and 7th will be Rockhampton Girls Grammar School. 8:35.41, margin 2.87 by 1.72.
And our next race then is the B final of the schoolboy single scull. In lane 1, we have Caden Hatchett from Varsity College, Queensland, coached by James Harcombe. In lane 2, Elliot Renton Gibb from Christian College, Geelong, coached by Michael Cushion. In lane 3, Owen Johnson from Brisbane State High School, coached by Tom Riles and Tom Herborn. In lane 4, Tommy Poulton from Kinross Walleroy School in Orange, New South Wales. In lane 5, John Nolan from Gregory Terrace School in Queensland. In lane 6, James Clark from St Patrick's College, Victoria, coached by Jamie McDonald and Paul Blanchfield. In lane 7, Logan Cavill from Bundaberg State High School. And in lane 8, Henry Chin from Cathedral School, Townsville, coached by Imogen Greg Connor.
So Kinross Walleroy, is it, that's in the lead? No, it's not. It's the Gregory Terrace sculler, John Nolan. Yeah, I understand he's a very good ergometer. Yes, through a friend of mine, not through anyone at Gregory Terrace, but through a friend of mine who has children at the school. I understand he's the best ergometer puller in the school, John Nolan, and he's doing a good job here, leading the Kinross Walleroy sculler Tommy Poulton in 2nd place. Then back to Brisbane State High School's Owen Johnson, coached by Tom Riles and Tom Herborn, have done a fantastic job at Brisbane State High School over the last 12 or 18 months or so. And great to see them here with a sculler in the B final of the schoolboy single scullers at the Australian Championships. But they're no match for John Nolan of St Joseph's Gregory Terrace at the moment. Further back is Logan Cavill of Bundaberg State High School and Henry Chin of Cathedral from Townsville. On the St Patrick's College, James Clark is there also. Christian College Geelong, Elliot Renton Gibb is on the far side. And Varsity College, Caden Hatchett is tailed right off behind our 7th place getter at the moment. But it is an all-the-way win coming up for Gregory Terrace's John Nolan over Brisbane State High and Kinross Walleroy. By the looks, the Kinross Walleroy sculler and the Brisbane State High School sculler having their own battle for 2nd and 3rd to be ranked 10th or 11th in Australia. But John Nolan is going to be ranked 9th in the schoolboy single scull.
How good. And look, some people might say it's disappointing to not be in the A final, but when you get to have a race like this, on water like this, in an atmosphere like this, what a great experience. It's only going to build better athletes for the future, and he's just done such a great job, John Nolan, all the way down the course.
Fourth will be the Cathedral School from Townsville. Fifth will be Christian College of Geelong. Sixth then will be Lane Sixton Patrick's College. Seventh will be Bundaberg State High School. And eighth will be Varsity College, Caden Hatchett. The winning time 7:46.90. Margins 1.92 by 1.68. And there's another one coming, Lizzie. It's the schoolgirls Cox 4B final.
That's right. So Cox 4s from Scotch College, Adelaide in lane 3, Melbourne Girls Grammar in lane 4 and Genazzano in lane 5. The Scotch College Adelaide crew is Isabella Naish, Rosie McMahon, Alyssa Casey and Eleanor Arundel, coxed by Emma Venus and coached by Ella Bramwell and Andre Pistoknik. In lane 4 from Melbourne Girls Grammar School, Sophie Clifford, Rose Anderson, Bella Pitt and Sarah Meredith Smith, coxed by Lily Mussini. In lane 5, the Genazzano College is Sophia Moran, Sophie Carter, Charlotte Hurlston and Zoe Coldwell. They are being coxed by Sienna Wheeler and they're coached by Thomas Fisher and Peter Campbell.
So just the 3 crews, so it'll be an 8-boat final, one would imagine. And 3 more crews, Scotch College Adelaide and 2 from Victoria, Melbourne Girls Grammar and Genazzano. At the moment, it is the crew from Genazzano that leads, coached by Thomas Fisher and Peter Campbell. Over a good battle there, a good battle between lanes 4 and 3. Scotch College Adelaide in lane 3, Melbourne Girls Grammar in lane 4.
Yeah, good to see Ella Bramwell, who herself rode at Scotch College Adelaide, back coxing there, in between being a professional athlete really. She's spent a lot of time here in Sydney this year chasing the Olympic dream, and I believe is in the Australia A crew. And she's done quite a bit of rowing with Eleanor Price at Sydney University Boat Club, being coached by Tom Lorridge. So excellent coach, and I'm sure Ella is passing down some tips to her young charges.
And it was great. I caught up with Tommy Lorridge a couple of days ago. He was in the Olympic team I managed in 2008. And he's telling me about the corporate world that he's in and how rowing is his release from that, and how the coaching is just a wonderful release from the pressures of the corporate world. And you know, he's married and got kids, and
married to the wonderful Ali Pickett, who's been supporting him all his rowing career.
Being back coaching has given him a great refresh of his, know, his own personal life, and he's just loving being back and coaching.
That's good. I was actually talking to Tobias Ware-Candler from Canberra Grammar, and he's doing the opposite. He's moving back to the corporate world. So, but I agree. Tobias and I were talking about that, about how good it is to do the back and forth. I've done it myself, and I think you bring a lot from rowing into the corporate world, and bring the corporate world learnings back into the rowing world. So,
going back into the corporate world, he certainly understands team, doesn't he?
Yes.
I was talking to Toby a couple of days ago as well, and he told me he was going back to the corporate world.
Look, I know us rowing tragics say this all the time, but you do learn amazing life skills from the sport of rowing. Teamwork, time management, self-discipline are just 3 of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And have a good time.
So it is Genazzano that leads over the Melbourne Girls Grammar crew, and then follows the Scotch College Adelaide crew. And I don't think there's going to be too much change in that, as the next one's underway as well. We'll bring you that as soon as this race is over. But Genazzano going to lead all the way. Now the Melbourne Girls Grammar are getting in the upper hand over Scotch College Adelaide. So it'll be a Victorian Quinella, Sophia Moran, Sophie Carter, Charlotte Hurlston, Zoe Caldwell, Sienna Wheeler, the coxswain, Thomas Fisher and Peter Campbell, the coaches of the Genazzano FCJ College. I think they're the sister school of Xavier College, I think. Well, I'm basing that on where my friends' kids went. So Genazzano will get across the line first. Melbourne Girls Grammar will be second. Scotch College from Adelaide will be third. And the winning time yet to appear for us is 7:49.26. And the margin 3.6 by 2.9. And The next race is the schoolboys Coxed 4 final. B
with
final.
St Peter's College of South Australia in lane 1, St Ignatius College Riverview of New South Wales in lane 2, Prince Alfred College of South Australia in lane 3, the Shaw School from New South Wales in lane 4, Unley High of South Australia in lane 5, the Shaw School of New South Wales in lane 6, and Ballarat High of Victoria in lane 7. In the St Peter's College crew in lane 1, we have Archie Young, Hunter Ingham, Harrison Gray and Joshua Thompson. Lachlan Hunt is their cox and they are coached by Edward Chipperfield and another South Australian national team athlete, Oscar McGuinness. In lane 2 from St Ignatius College Riverview, Brandon Sullivan, Jack Ward, Thomas Johnston and Thomas Hartman. Ryan McNulty is coxing them and they are coached by Hugh Courts and Daniel Noonan, another very well-known Australian team athlete. In lane 3 from Prince Alfred College of South Australia, Oliver Smith, Jasper Hill, subbing in for Charles Wundenberg, Hugo Knight and Angus Fremantle, coxed by Alex Hamoud and coached by Emily El Khoury. In lane 4 from the Shaw School of New South Wales, William Kellett, Max Gillian, Harry Marshall and Jasper Halstead, coxed by Jethro Chapman and coached by Ollie Smith. In lane 5 from Unley High, Patrick Lee, Christian Yates, Rio Manning and Bailey Hancock, coxed by Jessica Lobban. In lane 6 from the Shaw School of New South Wales, Sam Wiles, Ethan Nam, Hamish Bergin and Henry Faddy. Callum Zoo is their cox and they are coached by Nick Pennell, yet another Australian team athlete, and Ballarat High School are from Victoria in lane 7. Lachlan Wallace, Reese Webster, Matt Sorensen and Aidan Pinn, coxed by Zoe Edwards and coached by Chris Nielsen.
Looks like there's been a couple of withdrawals here, Lizzie. Yeah, that looks like lane 6 may be vacant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 boats there out of 7. So not sure what's happened. We weren't advised of those. There's lane 5, Unley High, and they're our leaders. There's no doubt about that. Lane 4 are there as well, and lane 3, Prince Alfred College and Shaw School. Certainly lane 6 is 2 and 6 are vacant by the drone footage that we have, and thanks to BMA for providing the drone footage. But it is the Unley High crew of Patrick Lee, Christian Yates, Rio Manning, Bailey Hancock, Jessica Lobban as the coxswain, and unfortunately no coach listed. I'd hazard a guess it'll be Daniel Ralph, the head coach at Unley High. And in second place, Prince Alfred College, so it's a South Australian Quinella about to come up. Lane 5, Unley High will be first. Lane 3, Prince Alfred College will be second. Lane 4, the Shaw School will be third. Fourth, then Ballarat High and St Peter's College. Ballarat High from Victoria and St Peter's College from Adelaide. And it'll be Ballarat High who finishes fourth. Fifth will be St Peter's College. And the winning time 6:54.29. And the margins 2.94 by 2.08. The schoolgirls double scull B final.
Yep, we're working our way up to the A finals. We're up to the B final now of the schoolgirl double scull, race number 525 on your programme. In lane 2, Walford Anglican, Amelia Viacelli and Eloise Bagot. In lane 3, from Stuart Holmes School of Queensland, Elkie Jensen and Sophie Fryer. In lane 4, from Shelford Girls Grammar School in Victoria, Hannah Coughlin and Isabel Higgins, coached by Jules Whitehead. In lane 5, from Pembroke School of South Australia, Abby Young and Mia Chapman, coached by Matthew Nielsen. In lane 6, from Shelford Girls Grammar School of Victoria, Gemma Beer and Millie D, coached by Jules Whitehead. And in lane 7, from Queenwood of Sydney, Georgia Markram and Kiana Gapayard, coached by Tom Walker.
And which group does Tom Walker coach normally, Lizzie? Don't know?
No, don't know. Sorry, that's terrible, isn't it? I should know.
I thought you knew everything. And Mia Chapman, she's not related to you. She's from the Pembroke School in South Australia.
But they're coming second at the moment, so I'm very happy to adopt her. Well done, Mia. She's trying to chase down Elkie Jensen and Sophie Fryer of Stuart Holm, who are currently in first place, and they're just ahead of Queenwood, who are in third place.
Yes, so Stuart Home School was the rowing master there, was Emma McCarthy, who was part of the 2012 Olympic team.
Yes.
But she's now the head of sport and getting married in a fortnight, I think. So her mum doing a great job coordinating the medal presentations here as well, Lynn McCarthy. But it is Stuart Home narrowly, 0.7 over Pembroke, then a very big margin back to Queenwood in third place. The crew coached by Tom Walker. We can see the Queenwood crew there in front of Shelford Girls Grammar, coached by Jules Whitehead. We've got South Australia, Queensland, Victoria, South Australia, Victoria and New South Wales represented. And I reckon the crew from Pembroke have taken the lead now over the crew from Stuart Home. Very little to choose between the two of them, but Pembroke on a bit of a charge there. Yes, they have got their bow in front now. Rowing a boat called the Cheryl Blackman, and Stuart Home were rowing a boat called Adam Kazitsky, who part of a number of Penrith Cup winning fours for Queensland. Pembroke moving away with every stroke they take here. Abby Young and Mia Chapman, coached by Matthew Nielsen in Adelaide. Over the crew from Stuart Home from Brisbane in second place. Then back to Queenwood from Sydney in third. Fourth is Shelford Girls Grammar from Victoria. And then back to the other Shelford Girls Grammar and Walford Anglican crews. So the two South Australian crews there in fifth and sixth. Both of those cyclists have got their helmets on. One of them riding along saying, "Look, Mum, no hands." He won't be so happy with himself if he falls off. But it is the Shelford Girls Grammar, the Pembroke School that goes through the 1,500 metre mark with a length lead, 6:09.17 over Stuart Home in second place, 2.84 the margin. Then third to Queenwood, 6.64 back. Fourth is Shelford Girls Grammar School. Fifth is Shelford Girls Grammar School. And at the rear is the crew from Walford Anglican. Walford on the far side there, Amelia Viacelli and Eloise Baggett. I think Richard said in commentary yesterday, it's only a couple of years ago that Walford actually won the Schoolgirl Age Championship of Australia. Yeah, coached by Vicky Spencer, that's right. Vicky, of course, living in the UK now, married to Andrew Randell, and she's doing some coaching herself, is she not?
She is. She is the coach who sort of liaises with the students in the US colleges, much like John Bowes does here, so almost like a pathways transitions manager, I think.
Yeah, I saw
looking
on
after under 23s.
Social media that she was over in the US recently, and it was interesting because the British system didn't recognise, they didn't consider those athletes for selection, and we didn't either.
Yeah.
And we've both decided that we need to, because there are so many talented athletes who get the opportunity to go to America to go to college, and an Ivy League graduate degree is probably worth a few bucks for you compared to going to a local university.
Yeah, I would imagine it is, and an amazing life opportunity too. And let's be honest, I mean, I know we were talking before about the life skills that rowing provides you, but also the life experiences of travelling around the world, going to different very high class events, and
so the Pembroke schoolgirls may aspire to do exactly that, Lizzie.
Indeed they may, and I know we have a lot of US recruiters watching, and some here today. So Pembroke School, Abby Young and Mia Chapman take out the B final in the schoolgirl double sculls. In second position, having led in the early part of the regatta, Elkie Jensen and Sophie Fryer of Stuart Home. A great battle. Third across the line, the Queenwood combination of Georgia Markram and Kiana Gapayard. Very happy indeed with their finish there. Shelford Girls Grammar School, Gemma Beer and Millie D. Then it's back to Shelford Girls Grammar, Hannah Coughlin and Isabel Higgins, and joining them now across the line, Walford Anglicans, Amelia Viacelli and Eloise Bago. Winning time for the Shelford 0.23 seconds. And now we have the B final of the schoolboys double scull. Gippsland Grammar are in lane 1, Himesh Rajapakse and Stuart Ray, coached by Alexandra Watson. Newcastle Grammar School are in lane 2, Edward Baker and Mitchell Chung, coached in lane 3. College of Victoria, Oscar Farrington, Donald and Paul Blanchfield. In lane 5 from the north, and Floris Elias, coached by Tom Schranko and Kieran Kabelki. In Pentland, coached by James Harkham. In lane 7 from Gippsland Grammar, Connor Howard and Jack Courtney, coached by Helena Singleton and Henry McLeod. And in lane 8 from and William Crelly, also coached by James Harkham.
And it is the Northern Beaches crew, Julian Lemaitre and Floris Elias, coached by Tom Schramko and Kieran Kabelki.
Of the stroke man, so the Northern Beaches Secondary College are based at the Scott for the disabled and plenty of room. Strong junior program under the guidership of Kieran Kabelki and Tom Schramko.
And these young men are rowing a boat called the Tom Lorridge.
Oh, how lovely.
We were only talking about Tom a couple of minutes ago, but Indeed. It is the Northern Beaches State College that leads. I imagine that's what SC stands for?
Sports. Secondary College, yes.
Secondary College, yeah. Okay. The Northern Beaches Secondary College.
Yeah, they
out
have
in
a
the
campus,
lead.
so they have they have a widespread campus, effectively lots of different schools, and that's turned into a very strong rowing program under Kieran Kabelki, who is a member of staff.
Oh, okay. And the relationship with Mossman is strong there because of that as well.
Yes,
so.
He was a talented athlete in the New South Wales Institute of Sport Talented Athlete program many years ago.
Yep.
As was Tom.
I think he may have came
and
away
coached
on a
by
tour.
Nick Garrett.
He came on a tour with me as one such.
I'm sure he did.
Kabelki.
He was in the senior, senior team, sculling.
So it is the Northern Beaches crew that inside the last 225 metres have got the win coming up here to finish 9th in Australia in the schoolboys double scull. Second place still to choose there, but I'd say it's the crew from St Patrick's College of Victoria, Ballarat in fact, and then across to the Cranbrook School, Christopher Vlahos and Luke Martin, St Patrick's College, Oscar Farrington and Harrison Grant, coached by Jamie McDonald and Paul Blanchfield. So the place getters in the middle of the field, as the progression should be. You end up in the middle lanes because you've finished highest in the previous rounds. Lane 5 from 4 and 3. Then it'll be close between 6 and 8. And that 6 is Varsity College from the Gold Coast. 8 is Varsity College also. So Varsity College and 6 have run 4th. Varsity College and 8 have run 5th. Next will be Newcastle Grammar in the pink hats. They'll be 6th. 7th will be lane 1, Gippsland Grammar, and 8th will be lane 7. Winning time 7 minutes 13.4. So Lizzie, I'll take a break now, and Richard Dorsten will come in and join you for the time being.
Perfect timing, because we have the under-17 schoolgirls Cox States, and he's B final, and he's such an expert in schoolgirls rowing crews. So in our under-17 schoolgirls Cox State B final, we have Roseville College in lane 1. That's on the right-hand side of your screen as you look at it, on the far side of the grandstand if you're here at the course. Pymble Ladies College are in lane 2, Loreto Kirribilli in lane 3, Seymour College, South Australia in lane 4, Melbourne Girls Grammar School in lane 5, St Catherine's School from Victoria in lane 6, Walford Anglican in lane 7, and MLCQ in lane 8. In the Roseville College crew, we have Annie Smith, Annabelle Eburn, Claudia Berger and Eva Zhang, Piper Robertson, Alice Bestick, Chloe Franklin and Abigail Kelly, and their cox is Matilda Marchant. Their coach, Gonzalo Briones. The Pymble Ladies College crew in lane 2 is Harriet Murphy, Arabella Murphy, Allegra Tobenschlag, Zara Kinneberg, Caitlin Bilney, Zoe Hart is out and Annie Pennington is in. Kelly Clifton, new to Pymble Ladies College, Leander McLaughlin and their cox Mia Solomon, coached by William Foxton and Finn Tainch. The Loreto Kirribilli crew is Mary Dunstan, Elizabeth Roberts, Amelia Charlson, Millie Fallon, Maddie Wheelahan, Mabel Oxenham and Gemma Ronan, Sarah Holt in the stroke seat, Lulu Warren in the cox's seat. Seymour College, South Australia, Harriet Foster, Ava Charlesworth, Adelaide Salu, Lucy Bell, Charlotte Guthrie, Matilda Brasher, Imogen Johnson and Lucy Pocock. Holly Gwynn is the cox and the coach is Georgia Roylett. The Melbourne Girls Grammar School crew is Zena Obeid, Caitlin Anthony, Addie Dean, Stephanie Speller, Gabrielle Sofra, Imogen Perrott, Grace Perrott, Jemima Ross and their cox is Camilla Rowe. Then next to them in lane 6, St Catherine's School, Victoria, Alex Oman, Lucy Kennedy, Isabel Peter, Poppy Cashmore, Nell Peat, Kari Prendergast, Amity Morris and Emily Thomas, coxed by Isabel Cow and coached by Tony Green. Walford Anglican from South Australia is Olivia Rooney, Allegra Prince, Nina Kovac, Harriet Patterson, Charlotte Matthews, Sophie Walsh, Imogen Griffith and Olivia Masters, coxed by Susanna Hall. And a third crew from Victoria, MLCQ. This is Bella Bain, Emma Ward, Amaya Crawshay, Joss Kerr, Emily Tehan, Chloe Blake, Zoe Jackal, Matea Brown and their cox Freya Kusnandar. They are coached by Matt Wilson. And welcome back to the commentary box, Richard Dorstein. I think you would know a few of the names in these Victorian girls' crews.
Yes, thank you, Lizzie. Yeah, indeed, a good representation from the Victorian schools here. MLCQ certainly very comfortably the race leaders there on lane 8, the crew coached by Matt Wilson, who had such success in recent years with the Wrighton Girls School, winning, I think it was 5 national titles in the schoolgirls quad and a number of state championships and head of the schoolgirls in that same period. Now coaching at MLCQ, turning his hand to some sweetboard rowing here, and this MLCQ combination looking pretty impressive out in front in this B final of the under-17 as schoolgirls 8, leading it from Melbourne Girls Grammar School, who'd be in second spot over in lane 5. And good race behind them for third, probably Seymour College of South Australia, just ahead of St Catherine's of Melbourne, Pymble Ladies and Loreto Kirribilli, 2 crews from New South Wales towards the far side of the course. Roseville, in fact, in the outside lane 1 there, and Walford Anglican from Adelaide also racing in lane 7. But it's going to be the crew from MLC from Q in Melbourne who'll take out the win here in the B final of the under-17 school brawl in this event, with a couple of strokes to go to come across and complete the course. A Clearwater lead, so MLCQ take out the B final, linked and a half the margin back to lane 5. Melbourne Girls Grammar School will finish in second place. Won't quite be a Victorian trifecta because Seymour College from Adelaide will row through into third place. St Catherine's fourth, just ahead then of lane 2 Pymble Ladies College, then Loreto Kirribilli and Roseville, the 3 Sydney schools finishing there in quick succession, and Walford Anglican, the second South Australian crew in the race, across in 8th place.
So just confirming then, in the B final of the under-17 schoolgirls Cox Day, to win for MLCQ in a time of 7 minutes, 3.55 seconds. Second, the Melbourne Girls Grammar School. Third, Seymour College, and that first margin was 6.33, so a great win to MLCQ there. We now move to the B final of the under-17 schoolboys Coxed 8, with Ballarat Grammar in lane 3, Scotch College Adelaide in lane 4. Unfortunately, the crew from Scots College New South Wales has withdrawn. In the Ballarat Grammar crew, we have Rex Brennan, Lachlan Goss, Tom Fall and Jack Sharkey, Clive Dunstan, Hugh Myers, George McGee and Jack Howard, with Lucette Ashmore coxing them. They are coached by Paul Myers and John Cumper. In lane 4 from Scotch College Adelaide, Ryan Kosh, Harper Manning, Charles Bales and Harry Tozer, Kent Harvey, Thomas King, Blainson Blau Robinson and Jackson Sullivan. Their cox is Jack Stratton and they are coached by Tom Merrigan and Max Fazzalari.
Two crews in this B final now, racing for 9th and 10th spot in the under-17 schoolboys at Cox State. Two crews with somewhat similar colours too across those two boats, but certainly it's the brighter yellow there of Scotch College Adelaide, who lead pretty comfortably here now, 2/3 of the way through this 2,000 metre race. So once again in fantastic conditions here at Penrith on the 7th and final. Crew on screen, the bright yellow caps in second place in this race. So they've still got well over 500 metres to race. It was Ballarat Grammar School at the halfway mark, and that might have extended a bit more here as well in the third. So at 50 through still with that substantial lead, 4:57.98 their time to the three-quarter mark of the race, and it still sits at around about 3 boat lengths, that margin back to the Ballarat Grammar School in a second position as they now also come through that timing point, and the lead has extended out to 14 seconds between Scotch. Up shortly, of course, in our school events, the first of those. Final of the schoolgirls single scull. So final winners. We do want to thank in advance to the students from providing some tray holders for the presentations today. And other schools have assisted over the last few days as well. I know it was Hunter Valley Grammar School a couple of days ago, Newcastle Grammar, I think, as well, and Launceston Grammar and St Michael's Collegiate School yesterday. So we do thank all of our volunteer tray holders assisting with the presentations that will be underway in about 20 minutes' time when the first of our A finals comes down. But for now, it is the crew from Scotch College Adelaide leading comfortably here in this B final of the schoolboys under 17 Cox State. Ryan Koch, Humper Manning, Charles Bales, Harry Tozer, Kent Harvey, Thomas King, Blanson Blau Robinson, Jackson Sullivan, Jack Stratton, coached by well clear now by probably about 5 lengths, in fact, from the crew from Ballarat Grammar School. So 9th overall, the B final win goes the way of Scotch College Adelaide on lane 4. And second place, and with that 10th overall, we'll go to the Ballarat Grammar School crew. Rex Brennan, Lachlan Gloss, Tom Fall, Jack Sharkey, Clive Dunstan, Hugh Myers, George McGee. They now cross the line as well.
Six minutes, 37.6, the winning time. The final of the under 7. And now we move to the B final of the schoolgirls Cox Quad Scull. We mentioned earlier we had a massive entry in this event. It was great to see the health of schoolgirls sculling. And in lane 1, Ballarat Grammar School. In lane 2, Lords Hill. In lane 3, Melbourne Girls College. In lane 4, Albert Park College. In lane 5, Brisbane State High. In lane 6, Ascombe. In lane 7, in lane 8, Canberra Girls Grammar School. The Ballarat Grammar crew is Zoe Wright, Eloise Adam, Addison Maxted and Georgia Walsh. Amy Gilby is their cox and they're coached by Andy Tyndall. Is Matilda Dammers, Elodie Lee, Lily Nolan and Roberts and coached Kavka, Imogen Otter, Sarah Lay and Gemma Watson. The Albert Park College crew, Alice Roberts, Ella Kilpikowski, Saskia Payne and Lulu Gleeson Payne, no relation. Isabel Dethridge is their cox and their coach is Virginia Lee. In lane 5, the Brisbane State High crew is Olivia Grant, Maggie Stafford, Indiana Jenkinson and Rose Ricks, coxed by Madeline Howard, coached by Tom Riles, David Van Das and Tom Herborn. Ascombe School, New South Wales. The crew comprises of Kitty Elias, Sabrina Koskar, Lucy Yabsley, Kitty Zusak and Chloe Hitchens, their cocks, coached by Chris McCarthy and Gemma Coué. Cardinia International College crew is Audrey Semjanev, Eliza Jenkins, Grace Holton and Eliza Dean, coxed by Violet McGregor, coached by Wayne Nitschke and Anita Whitehouse, and the Canberra Girls Grammar crew in Lane 8 is Audrey West, Emmanuel Hoskin, Sophie Frost and Maddie Beasley, coxed by Eliza Miller and coached by Nigel Miller. Lords Hill, wow.
Yes, Lords Hill from Brisbane. They, I think I mentioned a few days ago, have a very well-positioned school in Hawthorn, right above their boat shed on a corner of the Brisbane River. And they are certainly one of the better located programs in the city of Brisbane, doing a good job here in Lane 2. And Lizzie, I know you're a humble person, but you left yourself off the coaches list for the Ascombe crew.
I think a lot of work done. I'm just saying Lords Hill must have been really determined off the start there, so it'll be interesting to see whether some of these other very talented crews can haul them in. In Lane 4, and we can see they're sitting in second position. We've got the Albert Park College crew, which is quite an interesting story. In the bows, we have the bronze medal winning double scull from the Head of the River, Schoolgirl Head of the River in Victoria. And in the stern, we have the gold medal winning double scull, Saskia Payne and Lulu Gleeson Payne. And Lulu was last year's cox, so and she still weighs about 54 kilos, so doing an absolutely fantastic job there. Yesterday, we had a humdinger, the Ascombe crew, with the Albert Park College crew. We have the bronze medal winning double scull from the Schoolgirl Head of the River in our stern pair, Lucy Yabsley, who's featured in the winning under-19 quad at this regatta and also took silver in the single, and Kitty Zusak has been in the schoolgirl double scull with Kitty Elias the rest of the season. Chloe Hitchens, their cox, is actually a year 10 sculler. And we didn't want to leave her out, so here she is honing her skills as a cox. But at the moment, those two crews, very fast yesterday in the semi-finals, no match for Lords Hill today.
Yeah, no, indeed. Lords Hill continue to lead and lead comfortably. Cardinia International College, Lane 7, was second with 500 metres to go. That's the crew training out of the Barwon Rowing Club in Geelong. Then we had, will be the Ascombe School in third place. A good battle with Albert Park College, as it was yesterday. I saw those Albert Park doubles win, or gold and bronze in the Head of the Schoolgirls only a week ago on the Barwon River. They have dominated that event in recent years. Albert Park College, the Schoolgirls double scull, that Virginia Lee program keeps going from strength to strength, certainly, and they picked up 2 more medals again this year. And Virginia Lee also, yes, of course, coaching the lightweight women's quad scull for Victoria, that'll race this afternoon, but still the Lords Hill crew who led from the start. Coming at them late is Cardinia International College on Lane 7. Couple lanes across then, Albert Park, Brisbane State High School, Ascombe, all in the mix for 3rd, 4th and 5th place. Just from Melbourne Girls College, then Canberra Girls Grammar School in 8 and Ballarat Grammar School across in Lane 1. But it does look like an all-the-way win coming up to the crew from the Lords Hill School in Brisbane. The crew, they're coached by Ben Bright, with only a few strokes to go, and they do maintain their lead over an increasingly good battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th, as Albert Park come home well at the same time. But Lords Hill College will take out the B final of the Schoolgirls Cox Squad. So Lane 2 in first place. 2nd does go to Cardinia International College, just ahead of Albert Park College. Brisbane State High 4th. Ascombe, I think, just got 5th place. 6th to Melbourne Girls College. And then it will be Lane 8, Canberra Girls Grammar School, ahead of Ballarat Grammar.
And as we would expect, quite close racing there in the B final, being taken out by Lords Hill in a time of 7 minutes 30.91, a margin of just 3.96 back to Cardinia International College, and 0.75 of a second back to Albert Park, who placed 3rd. Brisbane State High 4th, Ascombe 5th, Melbourne Girls College 6th, Canberra Girls Grammar 7th and Ballarat Grammar 8th. So on the course now, we have the B final of the schoolboys Cox Quad Scull with Pembroke School in Lane 1, the Shaw School New South Wales in Lane 2, Ballarat Clarendon in Lane 3, Gippsland Grammar in lane 4, Radford College in lane 5, Redlands in lane 6, Launceston Grammar Tasmania in lane 7, and the Southport School of Queensland in lane 8.
Thank you, Lizzie. We'll let you go and celebrate with your Ascom crew after that race and prepare for the interstate races coming up this afternoon. You'll be back on air with Ray Abbott for the last 10 races of the regatta after lunch today. But we continue here in the B final of. It is a good field of 8 here, and it was the Shaw School of Sydney leading it by 1.5 seconds from the Pembroke School at halfway. So they're the two crews right across on the southern side of the course. Third then with Ballarat Clarendon College there on lane 3, and Redlands of Sydney racing in lane 6. The top 4 crews as they head towards 1,500 metres. And welcome in for the first time today, Stuart John.
Thanks, Richard. A fantastic day of rowing coming up for us, and already some fantastic rowing going on, as we just see there. The two crews in lane 7 and 8. Launceston Grammar in lane 7 with almost the North Melbourne-esque blue and white stripes, and then we had the Southport School
Hopefully
closest
they'll
to the screen.
do better than North Melbourne at present too. I happen to work in North Melbourne, very close to Arden Street, and it's not been the happiest couple of years, it's fair to say.
No, I can't imagine that it would have been, but look, it doesn't take much before your club's back down in there as well. So I know supporting the Brisbane Lions has been a struggle throughout most of the 2010s. Out in front, though, it's not
Don't remind me, please.
It's not a struggle if you're supporting the Shaw School. They've got the lead in the B final of the Schoolboys Cox Quad Sculls. They're half a second ahead of Ballarat Clarendon, then Pembroke School in third. Radford College leading that charge up against Redlands in 4th and 5th, and then Gippsland Grammar, Launceston Grammar and the Southport School. The Radford crew up against Redlands. The two of them battle it out. We see them battling them out at New South Wales Championships. We see them battling it out at the ACT Hebbon Lake, the ACT Junior Championships. So they're very familiar with each other, and certainly only about a canvas in between the two of them. And then out towards the front, it's been the Shaw School right from the start. That's Piers Mendel, Joshua Frape, Lachlan Paris, Edward Kenny, Hamish Longstaff is the coxswain and coached by Ollie Smith. Ballarat Clarendon College well and truly matching up with them now, getting closer and closer. It's Joseph Belcher, Alistair Forsyth, Tiger Williams, Jake Connolly, Alexander Grimer is the coxswain, and their
Year 10 crew also from Ballarat Clarendon College. Their Year 10 Division 1 Cox 4 narrowly beaten in the head of the lake by the local rivals from St Patrick's College, but doing a very good job in the closing strokes in this race to sneak ahead, it looks like, of the Shaw School in lane 2. Redlands there might be up narrowly into third, with Radford College coming home quickly, and Gippsland Grammar School as well. But in the red colours, Ballarat Clarendon College in the Schoolboys Cox Quad Scull B final, racing for 9th place overall. Have surged to the lead in the last 500 metres of this race, and it is the crew from Ballarat Clarendon College who look to be our race leaders now with a few strokes to go. A great race behind them for second. Shaw are there, Radford and Redlands as well. But the crew from Ballarat Clarendon College, clear by 3/4 of a length, will come across and take the B final of the Schoolboys Cox Quad Scull. Anyone's guess for second, third, fourth and fifth. Stuart John's called for the photo. It'll be Gippsland Grammar School, I think, in 6th, followed by the Southport School 7th, and Launceston Grammar in 8th place. But jubilation there for Ballarat Clarendon College. You can see what it means to win the B final here at the Australian Rowing Championship for 2024.
So a winning time there for Ballarat Clarendon of 6 minutes 48.81, and a margin of a couple of seconds there over the chasing pack. And it's having Shaw, Redlands, Radford, Redlands, Pembroke, Gippsland Grammar as being the crews right behind them. But we'll wait for confirmation on the official results for the Schoolboy Coxed Quad Sculls. So once we've got those results, we'll bring those back up for you. Moving along to the B final of the Schoolgirls Coxed 8s. In lane 1, we have St Catherine's School Victoria. Lane 2, Presbyterian Ladies College Perth. Also, PLC Perth in lane number 3. Loretto Kirribilli in lane 4. St Catherine's School Victoria in lane 5. Scotch Oakburn from Tasmania in lane 6. Shelford Girls Grammar from Victoria in lane 7. And St Michael's Collegiate from Tasmania in lane number 8, as Richard Dorstein goes to get his vocal cords warmed up a little bit later on today. The Schoolboys Schoolgirl finals in the quads and the 8s. And joining me now is Chris McCarthy for the first time today.
Thank you, Stuart. That's two fantastic races there in the school quads in what was only the B finals, and I shouldn't say only, but fantastic achievement to make those. But It's a really tight racing, especially in that boys' quad.
And we're going 5, Loretto, Alexandra Whitson, Eva Eels, Chloe Alsop, Avery Bramble, Grace Woodward, Freya Bateman, Zoe Fallon and Emma Bunbury as the coxswain there. And they're just leading St Catherine's School Victoria, Millie Tulloch, Emily Snell-Bliss, Catherine Ross, Sienna Rigg, Ria Werner, Scarlett Shelton, Sophia Purton, Emma Peel, Scarlett Pringle is their coxswain, and they're coached by John Saunders.
Those two crews certainly striding out to an early lead with the crew from PLC Perth in the green colours there on the far side of the course, trailing in 3rd place, and St Michael's Collegiate from Tasmania in 4th. But another fairly tight race here in the Schoolgirls Cox Day with Loretto Kirribilli not quite being able to break free from the challenge of St Catherine's School in Victoria. As Loretto Kirribilli crew 4th at the New South Wales head of the river. We'll see Freya Bateman there in the 7 seat, lining up in the centre lanes in pole position, as it were, for the schoolgirl single scull final just later on this afternoon. So a busy morning of racing there in the Loretto Kirribilli boat as they lead by about 3 seats from St Catherine's School in Victoria, with the bucket rig in the centre of the boat. St Catherine's, or both of these crews rather, racing in the sprint regatta last night. St Catherine's School just missing out on making the final in what was really anyone's game in those sprint races.
Well, just one bad stroke in a sprint race completely wrecks you. You know, it's a 500-metre race. One bad stroke in a 2K race, provided it's not at the very end when you're under pressure, able to play with. In the sprint races, not so much. It is Loretto Kirribilli leading St Catherine's School. PLC Perth in lane 3, appropriately enough, in 3rd place. That's Georgia Flier, Isabella Mazovetsky, Stella Wendell, Olivia Piercy, Talia Wells, Jessica Dixon, Grace Turnbull, Hannah Bergeson, and Annabelle Antonovich is the coxswain, and they're coached by David Milne. They're sitting in 3rd place at the moment, as we just see there, that footage as they're coming through the 1,500-metre timing point. Loretto Kirribilli extending that lead. It's about half a boat length over St Catherine's School Victoria in lane number 5. So in the middle of the course, it's our 2 race leaders. It's the B final of the Schoolgirls Cox Day, sponsored by Bolly. In 3rd place, PLC Perth in lane 3. St Michael's Collegiate in 4th, St Catherine's School 2nd, 8 in 5th, and then Scotch Oakburn, PLC Perth, and then back again to Shelford Girls Grammar in lane number 7. As we see there, the determination on the girls' faces as they're coming now into the closing stages of this race. There's 1,500 metres done. As you mentioned, Chris, a number of these athletes will have been down the course multiple times throughout the course of the regatta. And even if it's only one race a day, it takes it out of your legs every single time. It's time now for that one big push. 250 metres to go for our leaders.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say a decisive move, but certainly a strong third 500 metres in the championship quarter for Loretto Kirribilli as they extend to almost a boat length. Just a little bit of overlap still from St Catherine's College in Victoria, St Catherine's School in Victoria in the Mpaca Shell, but the Blue Sykes Hull, the Queen of Loretto, they're surging into the lead. Still just a little bit of overlap, but a lot of work to do for St Catherine's School in Victoria. It was looking like the win in the B final is going to go to the way of Loretto Kirribilli here. St Catherine's really lifting the rate to try and make a last-ditch effort in the Red Boys of the last 100 metres, but with half a boat length still to make up, it may be too little too late here in the B final of the Schoolgirls Cox Day. Loretto Kirribilli have led from the start. They've increased that lead throughout the race. St Catherine's School in Victoria coming back at them right now in the closing stages, but Loretto Kirribilli will hang on in the shadow of the post. 2 seats the margin, 1.03 seconds back to St Catherine's School in Victoria. We can see what that means to the girls from Kirribilli as PLC Perth have a good tussle for 3rd place. PLC Perth just in front of St Michael's Collegiate from Tasmania, as it was the entire way down the course. The crew in lane 1, the second crew from St Catherine's School in 5th place. The lane 6 combination from Scotch Oakburn in 6th, the second Tasmanian crew in this race. PLC Perth, number 2 crew in 7th place, and it'll be Shelford Girls Grammar in 7th.
So Loretto Kirribilli with the win in the B final of the Schoolgirl Cox States, 2nd place to St Catherine's Victorian, 3rd to PLC Perth. We were talking just before, Chris, about the B final of the Schoolboys Coxed Quads, and I have the results with me at the moment as we just see Shelford Girls Grammar crossing over the line. So the results in the B final of the schoolboy Coxed Quad, Ballarat Clarendon got the win. Second place, Redlands, 1.77 seconds behind. Also in second place, Radford College. It was a dead heat for seconds. And then 0.05 of a second back in fourth, Shaw School. There was 0.05 between second and fourth, and then only a second back to fifth place, Pembroke School. Can you believe it?
Move to the B finals, the last B finals of the morning in the schoolboys Cox State.
So lane 1, Scotch College Adelaide. Lane 2, Brisbane Boys College. Lane 3, Newington College. Lane 4, Nudgee College. Lane 5, St Peter's College. Lane 6, the Friends School. Lane 7, Prince Alfred College. And Lane 8, Brisbane Grammar School. So we're just seeing there our leading crews from Newington and Nudgee. Nudgee with the blue, Newington with the black and white stripes, and they are in the lead at the moment. Coming now towards the final timing point, so these crews absolutely motoring down the field. And then again, there's nothing to pick between third, fourth, fifth and sixth. So it's still Newington just in the lead ahead of Nudgee. It's less than a second. St Peter's College currently in third, then the Friends School, Brisbane Boys College, Prince Alfred College, and then back to our crews on either edge, Scotch College in lane 1 and Brisbane Grammar School in lane number 8. It's all to play for at the moment. It's been Newington and Nudgee with the lead throughout. Newington, Zach Dehennon, Hunter Elliott, Alexander Tetley, William Fuller, Angus Mitchell, Ben Adams, Toby Denton, Aidan Chandler, Leo Grippy, Blake Dewhurst. Nudgee, Dashell Whitnell, Will Enders, Jordan Went, George Curry, Atticus Nielsen, Will Dawson, Hugh Jackson, Elfie Piper, Orlando Reed.
So we're in for another really tight race here, slightly more contested than the schoolgirls Cox State. Nudgee just really knocking on the door of the Newington crew that's led all the way down the course. And then you could throw a blanket over the field for third, fourth, fifth and sixth place with the combinations from Brisbane Boys College. Metres of the course here at the Sydney International Regatta Centre. Nudgee College from Brisbane moving up on the crew from Newington. The boys from Stanmore holding off a late surge from the boys from St Joseph's College. Nudgee in the blue boat. It's going to come right down to the line. Newington are responding. Nudgee have the momentum. It is changing the lead with every stroke. Newington have just got their bow ball in front. Nudgee on the surge, but it'll be Newington College just from Nudgee. And friends from Tasmania get the better of the battle for third. Brisbane Boys College, St Peter's and Prince Alfred College in sixth place. We're seeing a photo finish there, but I think
Newington, it looked like Newington by about the width of the bow number,
yeah,
which in both the size of an 8 is absolutely amazing. Scotch College Adelaide will finish in 7th and Brisbane Grammar in 8th place. So we'll just Nudgee with the big surge towards the end, pushed hard, weren't quite able to get through. We'll wait for the confirmation. We'll let you know on that one. But on the screen now, it's the first of our A finals on the final day of the 2024 Australian Rowing Championships. It is the schoolgirls single scull final. Lane 1 from Winona School, Georgina Stevenson, coached by Charlie Patterson. Lane 2 from Loreto Marriotteville in South Australia, Emily Lane, coached by Dario Sportelli. In lane 3 from Radford College in Canberra, Zara Turner, coached by Max Meyer and Megan Fritsch. In lane 4 from Loreto Kirribilli, we have Freya Bateman, coached by Amy Clay. Lane 5 from All Hallows School in Queensland, Gabrielle Ryan. Lane 6 from Scotch Oakburn in Tasmania, May Wayne, coached by Hugh Baird and Greta Brown. Lane 7 from Newcastle Grammar, Alice McReady. And lane 8 from Cathedral School, Townsville, Courtney Davis. And we're looking here on the screen at the moment, the very interesting colours there of the All Hallows sculler, Gabrielle Ryan, the green boat with the pink zooty. Then over to her right, a couple of lanes across there, We've got the Radford College sculler, Zara Turner. It does look like we may just be missing Freya Bateman there from Loreto Kirribilli.
Yeah, not surprising. We just saw her take a fantastic win in the B final of the 8 not about 7 minutes ago. So I would have been shocked if we had seen Freya Bateman managing to get back down to the start line and being competitive in the singles scull, which is a shame, as she was one of the more favoured qualifiers there in the centre lane of the course. But that certainly doesn't mean that we're going to miss out on any racing in the A final of the schoolgirls singles scull, as the sculler from All Hallows in the green boat holds off Zara Turner from Radford College, who is hungry for the win here.
I can see Max Meyer, her coach, just tapping. He's on the bike, heading down with that peloton, tapping on his leg. He may well have a helmet on. I hope he has a helmet on, because otherwise he's going to get an earful, I think, from a few different people. The atmosphere down at the boat park is amazing. We can see the grandstand starting to fill up, and we're in for a fantastic race here as they're coming into the 1,000 metres. So we've had Gabrielle Ryan from All Hallows School leading through the 500. We're now coming up towards the 1,000, and it is absolutely nothing between Zara Turner from Radford College, Gabrielle Ryan from All Hallows School. It's Brisbane versus Canberra. It's my childhood all over again. In lane number 1, Georgina Stevenson from Winona School sitting in 3rd place. Alice McReady from Newcastle Grammar in 4th place, and then Courtney Davis, Emily Lang, and then back to May Wayne in 7th place. So May from Scotch Oakburn College in Tasmania. We've seen in the single sculls, Chris, anything can and will happen. So it's about a boat length lead at the moment for Zara Turner through the 1,000 metres, but we are seeing a push come from Georgina Stevenson from Winona School and Gabrielle Ryan from All Hallows School, certainly not out of the running either. So they're out 1, 2 and 3. There's no clear leader, and it'll be a fool's errand to try and pick the winner from here.
Yeah, so Zara Turner just trailing in the first 500, but that certainly was a decisive move in the second 500 metres there. And as the All Hallows sculler, Gabrielle Ryan, tries to respond as they enter the championship quarter, Zara Turner's just said, no thank you. I'm going to make sure that this win is mine for Radford College. But the All Hallows sculler, Gabrielle Ryan, will have to keep an eye on the sculler from lane 1, Georgina Stevenson from Winona School, coached by Charlie Patterson out of the Sydney Rowing Club there, who almost is on level terms with the early race leader in the bright green boat from All Hallows. And the sculler on the near side of the course, Alice McCready from Newcastle Grammar, not quite out of contention yet either. She's going with the Winona sculler and in that push for the podium placing. So our first presentations of the day will follow this race. The first medals of the day. We're all medals till the end now for the next 6 hours or so of racing. Exactly 6 hours of racing. 3:20 p.m. The King's Cup starts this afternoon. And the first medals of the day could go anywhere across the course at this stage. Even the sculler right on the near side of the course in lane 8 from Cathedral in Townsville, Courtney Davis, starting to make some moves to be in that race for the bronze. But the race for the gold medal is certainly being won by lead 4.3 seconds there at the 1,500 metre mark, and tight for the provisional silver. Gabrielle Ryan and Georgina Stevenson just half a second separating those two crews.
Courtney Davis sitting in 4th place. Alice McReady from Newcastle Grammar in 5th. And then back to May Wayne from Scotch Oakburn and Loreto Marriotteville as Emily Lang sitting in 7th place. So I think Emily Lang must have been down the course about 10 times in various singles, doubles, quads, boats.
I think she went down the course 10 times on Monday, Stuart.
It wouldn't be far off it, as we're seeing some lovely footage again from the boats. We've
not done yet either. I believe rowing in the South Australian Youth 8 as well this afternoon.
At least that's in with 7 other people to help you along the way. So it is Zara Turner from Radford College. She's coached by Maximilian Meyer and Megan Fritsch. Is she able to go through and take Radford's first gold of the championships on the final day? She's got that lead. All she has to do is hang on against very good scullers in Georgina Stevenson from Winona School and Gabrielle Ryan from All Hallows School. We're seeing the tension in the crowd at the moment as they're watching these scullers come up to the grandstand. It's a great feeling as you come up to the grandstand because you know you're towards the very end. You're in the single scull. It's hurting right now. But at the moment, if I'm Zara Turner, I am looking out in front of me, I'm seeing that Clearwater gap between myself, second and third, and just knowing, as you can hear the cheers of the crowd as they're coming up towards the line, it's Zara Turner, Radford College, Gabrielle Ryan, All Hallows School, it's sitting in second place. Georgina Stevenson from Winona. Here comes the sculler on the near side from Cathedral School, Courtney Davis. She's moving up. Has she got enough in her to be able to go through and pinch a medal? But out in front, though, from the ACT, Zara Turner is the schoolgirls single scull champion of Australia. Second place will go through to Gabrielle Ryan from All Hallows. It's a fantastic row from Courtney Davis from Cathedral. She'll take the bronze. Fourth place going to Georgina Stevenson from Winona School. Fifth to Newcastle Grammar's Alice McReady. Sixth place then to Scotch Oakburn's May Wayne. And seventh to Emily Lang from Loretto Marriotteville. The winning time there for Zara Turner of 8 minutes 12.73.
First medal of the day going to the Australian Capital Territory. And I know Stuart John will be very glad to very hopeful that a few more to come later on this afternoon. Zara Turner an all the way win there, and a fantastic battle for the minor placings with Courtney Davis, the Cathedral Townsville sculler, just staying almost out of the picture the entire way down the course. A very quiet, calm, collected and well-timed row to snag a bronze medal in the closing stages.
As we're sitting for the start of the A final of the schoolboys single sculls, we can see them under starters orders at the moment, waiting for that time to tick off, and they are now underway. It's the A final schoolboys single scull event. Lane 1 from Lake Tuggeranong College in the ACT, we have Ben Hayward, coached by David Bagnall and David Framano. Lane 2 from Bacchus Marsh Grammar. In Victoria, Reese Davey, coached by Bill Nugent. In Lane 3 from Adelaide High, Finn Redmond, coached by Joe Malcolm. Lane 4 from Scotch Oakburn College in Tasmania, Cameron Parker, coached by Jim Wilson and Andrew Dick. In Lane 5 from Churchland Senior High School in WA, Remy Payne, coached by Kevin Neville. In Lane 6 from Northern Beaches Secondary College, Harry Coddington, coached by Tom Schrenko and Kieran Kabelke. And then 2 Brisbane State High Scullers in Lane 7 and 8, that's Ruben Brosnan in Lane 7 and Jason McKenzie in Lane 8. They're both coached by Tom Riles and Tom Herborn.
We just saw the sculler from South Australia, or from Tasmania rather, the Scotch Oakburn sculler, Cameron Parker, who definitely got the best of the opening 10 strokes, but as they settle into that rhythm, 250 metres road now, the sculler on the near side of the course doing well. The Schoolboys 8B final, and it has called the Newington College just 0.05 of a second ahead of Nudgy and Friends. And back down to the single sculls. We'll see that sculler on the near side of the course from Brisbane State High, the leading of 2 Brisbane State High scullers, who is currently with his bow ball in front of Cameron Parker from Scotch Oakburn, who got away from the blocks best. Alongside Remy Payne from Churchland's Senior High School in Western Australia. So those 3 are medal contenders at this stage. Harry Coddington from Northern Beaches Secondary College, coached by Tom Schramko and Kieran Kabelke as a part of the Mossman Rowing Club program, their reinvigorated junior program. We saw so much success earlier in the week with their under-17 girls winning the single, double and quadruple scull. So perhaps inspiring Harry Coddington there to keep himself in contention for the medals, as we see West Australian there, Remy Payne, coached by Kevin Neville, maybe just eking out a slight lead over Cameron Parker from Scotch Oakburn. And the man who was once leading this race on the near side of the course there, Jason McKenzie from Brisbane State High, just dropping back into the provisional bronze medal position. There's a long way still to race here, ladies and gentlemen. 750 metres gone, and certainly the 2 scullers in the centre of the course, they're leading that chevron. Harry Coddington from Northern Beaches Secondary School, see him 3rd from the bottom of your picture on the live stream. And Finn Redmond from Adelaide High, coached by Joe Malcolm, 3rd from the top of your picture there. Those 2, every chance of a minor medal at this stage of the race. As a very strong second 500 metres from Cameron Parker of Scotch Oakburn. He's coached by Jim Wilson and Andrew Dick, and almost just breaking out to clear water over the competition. I'd say he'd get there by the 1,000 metres. It's a neat boat length, his stern to the bow of the Scotch Oakburn, the Tasmanian, the sole Tasmanian representative here in the A final of the schoolboys single scull, who is just a length back in second place, and Jason McKenzie of Brisbane State High going with him. So not too much change to the order of scullers crossing the 1,000 metre mark, but certainly some change to the momentum as they pass through the 1,000 metre mark. And it looks like the fourth place sculler just been missed there at the 1,000 metre timing, but Harry Coddington from Northern Beaches certainly in with a shot and putting in a strong showing in the third 500. He's only half a length down now on the bronze medal as the sculler from Brisbane State High, Jason McKenzie, just dropping back, and you'll have to watch out for his schoolmate Ruben Brosnan in lane 7, but it is a three-way battle